What's going on, folks? It is episode 79 of Out of Your Falcon Mind. And Mike's back from DC. We're going to talk about the game that didn't go that well for us on Saturday, but we got a few good things out of it. Got to see our quarterback again. Got to see, kind of what that second game of what Desmond looks like. So, let's get into it, guys. How about it? What's happening, folks? We're back. It's episode 80 of Out. I'm sorry. I keep wanting to say 80, dude. I keep wanting to say 80. 80 is going to be on
79,
Thursday.
buddy.
Good Lord. So 79 of Out of Your Falcon Mind. Atlanta Falcons fan cast. My name is John, your host, as always, joined by my co-host back from DC, Mike Cottrell. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? Glad to be back for Out of Your Falcon Mind, but it was sad to leave home, buddy. It was good to see my family, man. I needed that. I really
saw it, man. I saw your mom post some pictures, man, of you and your nieces and nephews.
She said awesome to tell you Merry Christmas and your family and all that, man. She loved you to death, buddy.
Yeah, I love it, man. She posted the picture with Biscuit too, which cracked me up.
Yeah, she was asleep with him.
Oh, dude, no, he was like, he just had this look on his face. It's like,
oh yeah,
he looked angry, but it's funny as hell.
Yeah, man, it took him a few days to warm up to everybody, but he did it, man. He did.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But it was just good to see family, man. I shout out to my mom. My mom actually flew me there and back, so it was great to see them. I got to go see my father in the cemetery. It was good to see my nieces. I really needed that, man. It's been a rough year, but I needed that. It was a good time, man. How was yours?
That's awesome, man. That was great, dude. We Liam came in there about 5:30, woke my ass up, and down to the Christmas tree we went, and
as he should, he should.
Yeah, I keep thinking like this might be the year that he sleeps in a little bit, but
no way, buddy.
Not there yet. Nope. So yeah, we went down there, of course, and he opened up and he made out great as he always does. I mean, my mom got him a CP jersey.
That was awesome, buddy.
Yeah. So we posted that, and it was what made his day, man. CP retweeted it. So that. Yeah, I showed him that.
Even Liam getting retweeted. Come on, man. The boy was on fire.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. He got that. He got a TV. His other grandmother got him a TV for his room. He got like that light I've got for the Falcons. He got a Braves. He got a Braves A.
Oh, that's awesome.
In his little gaming room.
Man, he made out like a bandit. Damn,
dude, it's ridiculous, man. Like this childhood he has. Like, I mean, I'm glad he's like, like we bring him up the right way, so he's not just feels like. But I mean, he's spoiled. He knows it. But I mean, like. Being the only child, it's got its perks for him. He got a new outfielder's glove. He got a war stick outfielder's glove, which he can't wait to try, and got to break it in. So yeah, he did great, man. And of course, I got some Falcons stuff. I got this wonderful new little Falcons mug here.
Amazing.
I got a Falcons whiskey glass, which was fantastic.
So that was Ski. Ski. I saw him tell you. Shopping for John is this easy, just buying Falcon stuff, and that's the honest truth. You gotta love it.
Yeah, you could literally buy me anything with Falcon stuff. I'm gonna love it. Yeah, it's fine. Or Braves or whatever, it's all that stuff. So, but that was great, man. We had like I said, we had a great time and everything. So you had your tweet today. What the hell happened on the plane? Because I saw that tweet.
Man, I had the funniest experience on a train. It was weird as shit, but it was funny in retrospect. Like. When I was going home, this lady sat beside me, and then her husband or boyfriend, whatever, sat beside her. It was aggravating me because I was trying to play music, and she kept talking. I was like, damn, she got to hear them. So I raised the volume all up, like she got to hear this shit. And she kept asking me questions, so I kept having to pause it. And I kept thinking, what the fuck is wrong with this lady? Like, so, and she keep petting the dog and shit. So I'm just like, man, and she keep giving me compliments. Like I just wait. Ooh, man, I like your hair. Ooh, you got dimples. Ooh, I like your tattoo. So I was thinking, this shit is fucking weird. And he got his headphones on, so he's watching the in-flight movie. But she's in a full conversation with me, and I'm just thinking, man, this look all type of wild. Man, this is inappropriate, and I'm trying to be busy and entertain, and you bothering me. So that was the whole flight. But I was just like, man, I'm gonna get off. Cool. I don't know how, I don't know why. It must be a cruel joke. I get on the flight home. Now, just tell me what are the odds that they would be on the same flight at the same time, like on the same time they would be leaving where they was coming from, and then in the same row in the same two seats beside me. So I get on the plane first because I got the dog. So I'm sitting on the plane, and then they come on, and I see the dude first, and I'm thinking I don't even remember him that well. So I say, "Damn, I've seen this dude before." And then I look behind him and say, "Oh no, it's the lady." Man, she get in the seat beside me, start doing the exact same thing the entire ride there. So now I'm just like, man, what is happening? I'm thinking like, is the CIA following me or something? I'm thinking something is weird is happening. So I'm just like, what is happening? And then we get off the plane and they follow me like I purposely don't catch the train thing
Yeah.
like to grounds transportation because they getting on it. So I walk. I turn around. They walking behind me. Man, I never been scared for my penis in my life, man. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what was happening. I thought I was about to get trafficked. I started looking behind me. I'm like, man, why would they be walking instead of catching the train? Like I purposely didn't catch the train, but who want to walk? So I was just getting weirded out the whole experience, man. It was weird, but
Man, if you
gladly
see him
I
like
got out
out
of
to
there.
eat, if you see him out to eat tomorrow or something like that, you gotta call somebody because
Man, I'm
that's
gonna call somebody immediately and start
that's
running,
too,
or you know what? I can't even say. Hold
yeah, man. As that's scary and weird all at the same time. Well, before we go any further, too, man, we want to just shout out the guys who joined us last week for the Christmas special. One time for the fan, um, man, Smitty Sports Machine, Bigelow Country, Savion, of course, was there with us for the entire show. Helped us co-host, man. Savion Mixon on Twitter, one of our guys. So, I mean, all those guys, fantastic shows. Make sure you follow on those guys. Like I said, Bigelow Country, it's K with a K, Kuntry. And again, Smitty Sports Machine, which Mike and I will be on tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. With Smitty, Alberto, and whoever he's got showing up there, so that's going to be a hell of a good time. But man, we had, if y'all haven't seen the Christmas show yet, go back, and it's 2.5 hours, as long as hell, but I mean, it's worth the watch, man, because we had such a good time. I mean, like the one time for the fan guys, we had just scheduled them for like half an hour, and then all of a sudden, like over an hour went by, and and we're still talking to them. So I mean, we had a blast, man. Like Jack, awesome. Bodie was awesome. All those guys that came through for us it was such a fun show. So definitely check it out. Probably got to watch it in a couple of different or listen to it. We put it on Spotify, of course, iTunes. So you got to listen to a few different sessions prior to get through the whole thing. But yeah, and if you're, like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button for us. Helps us out so much with that algorithm that YouTube has. Helps us get more followers and more or more subscribers, more Falcons fans coming to the channel. That's what we're trying to get. And of course, iTunes, Spotify, drop us a 5-star review. If you write us something nice on iTunes, we'll gladly shout you out. So that just wanted to, like I said, just want to plug those guys because like they all have great shows, and I mean they were awesome to come on with us for that.
Man, if you didn't see that Christmas special, see, I'm allergic to you. If you didn't see that Christmas special, I'm allergic to you. That Christmas special was amazing. And I again, we got to thank those guys for coming through. They did not have to do that. That was so epic. If y'all didn't see it, I really do mean, brother, that was art. So I don't care what nobody say. Like that was art and that was epic. If y'all haven't seen it, y'all gotta go. And it was long as hell, but you could break it up because like every part of it was entertaining and dope.
Yeah, and we figured it would go longer just because we have several guys. But I invited those guys. I didn't think they were all going to show up, because people, like I said on the show, people have things going on. It's totally fine. We understand that. But I figured I would just extend the invitation, and damn, if they didn't all come through, man, it was awesome. So ATL here, man. Steven, what's up, buddy? He said Christmas special was fun as hell. Good job getting everyone together. Yeah, man, appreciate that. Yeah, we were not shy to reach out to anybody. That's for sure, man. D, what's up, bud? He said, "What's going on? Great content, fellas. Great content. Can you send a link to catch the special on here?" Yeah, we'll do, man. And if you're on the page, it's the one that's got the wreath on it, the Christmas wreath. The Falcons.
It's a green background, right?
It's like a blue background. Yeah, looks like it's Christmas, basically wrapping paper, essentially. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll post a link though on the bottom of this video when we get done.
You got it. And again, I'm gonna say that again. It was so good. I'm gonna say it again. If you didn't hear that or you didn't go see it, you got to go see it. It was epic. It was one of the It was the dopest shit I've ever seen on the fucking Falcon wave, and I don't care about being modest on that. That was the dream team to me. Like that was amazing.
That
Just
was
we was
awesome.
missing Fleek. I'm gonna keep saying that we was missing Fleek, but I thought it was dope.
Desmond, what are you doing up still, man? It's late as hell over there in
Yes, we
Scotland, is
love
it
you for
not?
hanging in there, man. I want to give you a special shout out. Even look, I was just talking about how dope it was. Dez is in Scotland and he stayed up. Like he was in Bubba fuck time on his time, and he stayed up to see the Christmas special. We love you, buddy. And he
You
just
said,
said,
well,
"What's
yeah,
happening, guys? Did someone say whiskey?" We love you for doing that.
that I did, buddy. Yeah, Liam got me put it on Twitter, man. It's an Atlanta Falcons like whiskey glass. And he even told me, he said, Dad, you probably need this during the games. Like he already knows, man.
Mhm.
Like he already knows what it's like. So, I don't know if that's good or bad, but he understands. So anyway, man, getting into the game. Well, before the game, man, let's just, I wanted to take it back just a, a little bit to the beginning of the season. So,
Okay.
uh, of course, you said Super Bowl, but you were in jest kind of saying
Mhm.
Super Bowl. I said 7 wins, what we would probably get to, something like that. So this week, and since we're officially out of the playoffs now with the Panthers, by the way, Panthers beat the shit out of the Lions. That was,
That was weird.
and Steve Wilkes got to get that job, by the way.
Yeah,
Like the head,
has to.
he's got to, man. Like if they don't, he's turned this team around. You okay, man? You're sneezing on
I'm
everything.
allergic. I'm gonna tell you something, and I do mean this, and I mean this, and I'm not lying at all. I just started. I haven't sneezed. I'm sneezing because I'm allergic to the people who haven't seen that episode. I'm not even being funny. Go watch the episode. It was amazing. I swear. I just started sneezing. I haven't sneezed all day. That's the truth. Please
Damn.
continue, sir.
Airplanes, buddy, airplanes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, so we were thinking, yeah, I mean, 7 wins, whatever. So we were officially eliminated this week. Saints won, beat the Browns. Panthers won, beat the Lions. Bucks won in overtime against a shitty freaking Arizona team that we play next week.
Mhm.
So anywho, so a lot of fans were pissed off this week, like really pissed off, and I
Mhm.
get it. I get it. Like you want to win and stuff like that. But I was thinking, like, man, like really though, I mean, you have to kind of again, we've talked about it throughout the season, but you kind of have to reset yourself a little bit because, I mean, we went into the season, we had the largest dead cap hit in history, right? We had
Mhm.
Marcus Mariota starting at quarterback, which we hoped was going to be good. At 4-4, we thought, okay, we may have a chance,
Mhm.
and then they kind of went downhill after that.
Mhm.
Um, we had a lot of our team, but a defense especially. We got rookies, we got 1-year guys, guys on short deals that we could afford, So it is, it kind of is what it is. Um, we got, and I know we're in a bad division, which I think is kind of what people are kind of pissed
Yeah.
off on. We're in a terrible division, so even with all those issues that we still had a chance. We were in
Mhm.
with this last game, 7 1 possession games now, I guess that we've been in.
Yep.
So,
Or
and 6 of
6 or
those,
7. Yep.
yeah, no, now it's 7, and it was 6 with
Oh
under.
yeah.
Yeah, it was before this week. It was
Yep.
6 with 6 points
Damn.
or
Just
less. Yeah,
think about that, man.
I
That's
saw a thing on Twitter. It was like a dude did if every one possession team that lost, if it was flipped,
Mhm.
what the records would be, and we would be 8. But before last week, we'd be 8-6, leading the division.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
not how it works out. Of course, we didn't do that. But I mean, you kind of are what you are in the league, right? I mean,
Mhm.
you're we can say we're better than our record, but if we were, we would win those games. Like
Yeah.
we're not. We're just
Yep.
we're a team that's not devoid. We don't have a lot of talent. We've got 2 guys on defense that have AJ and Grady that
About
you
to
can
say
talk about.
devoid Johnny Ace.
I was almost there.
Damn.
We're not devoid. We were devoid
During
last
the
year. We're not devoid.
holiday season?
Yeah, no,
Yeesh.
not there yet. Not there yet. But
Okay.
so anyway, and then now we're starting, our rookie QB, with 4 games left. That's when we started him. So
Mhm.
was 2020 hindsight, man. Like I would have loved to have seen him like 5 games ago, 6 games ago. No, if we, of course, we're not going to be, no, we're going to make the playoffs. So what's the point of keeping Marcus in there? Of course,
Mhm.
Arthur didn't know that, so he's going to keep trying to, I guess, play that role of getting Marcus in there and trying to win to make the playoffs. Well,
Mhm.
that sucks now because now we've only got 4 games for Desmond, which Desmond really could have benefited for having like, I don't know,
Yes.
8, 9, 10 games, something like that, which I
Mhm.
know, like I said, hindsight's 2020. It kind of is what it is, but it just sucks. He's going to only have 4 games because I think after 7 or 8, 9 games, we really would have seen some
You could
progression
really
by him.
see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Des said, I can't resist the show after 1 a.m. Dude, we appreciate
We
you,
love
buddy.
you, man.
Yeah, man. So anyway, man. So getting into the game, but I just want to
It
say
was
that because
people in Scotland watching. Come on, like, give us our props number one and go watch it number two. All right, go
that's
ahead.
right. That's right. So anyway, I just want to remind folks like that's where we were. That was the reality of the team. Like it's not like we were anybody was saying playoffs at the beginning of the season. Nobody was. And I mean, and it is, yeah, of course, like we talked about earlier in the season, like you can get like your expectations change based on how the team performs, right? And the San Francisco game was the anomaly because that was when everything went right for Marcus. The defense played well enough. We made some stops we need to, and everything looked great. That got everybody's hopes up. And then after that, man, it just the Cincinnati game was an ass whooping from the beginning to the end of the game, and that kind of let us know, okay, that's how we can. If that's how we're going to be against teams with good quarterbacks and a really good roster, we're screwed. And then throughout the season, Marcus got progressively worse. The play calling, which we'll talk about, has just been kind of all over the board. Like, I mean, just not good in my opinion for a lot of it. Defense has had its struggles. We can't tackle sometimes in games. We let teams just have their way with us between the 20s. I mean, so if we make a stop was in the red zone, awesome. If we don't, then I mean, it's so all those frustrations. I get it. But I mean, dude, I mean, we said at the beginning of the season, if we compete in every game and which we have, we compete our asses off. The players don't give up, whatever, and we don't just get smoked, then we'll be happy with the season because we know we don't have any money to spend this year. We know it's coming next year. We know we're gonna have a ton of draft picks next year, so it's all looking better for next year. So, I mean, a lot of folks, I think just kind of got inflated expectations and it stayed there. And it's like, so it's just a reminder, like we weren't supposed to make the play. I know we should have. We really should have. I mean, if you want to look at it. And it would have been great to. It would have been awesome to make the playoffs and give this team a chance. But man, we don't know how many guys are going to be here next year. We don't know. I mean, like it'd have been great to get Desmond some playoff experience. We probably been 1 and out, but you never know. It's just if you get in. But regardless, man, we're here now. If we win these next 2 games, who knows what's going to happen with the draft? Right now, we're sitting at the 5th pick in the draft. So if we lose these next 2 games, who knows? It could get even lower. I don't know. But that's just kind of where we're at. Before we get into the game, man, let's flow it back over here. Des said, throws to London, dude. He made some, no doubt, man. He made some NFL throws, some NFL quarterbacks into windows that probably wasn't there, like especially the one that was kind of like down the middle in between 3 defenders.
Yeah,
Drake had
he
to jump
put some
for
heat
it.
on that one. Yeah,
I mean, it was was good. John and Micah.
Man, what's going on, buddy? I'm glad to have you in. Yeah.
Oh man,
I don't like it when you miss it, bro. It don't feel the same. You know what I'm saying? We need you here all the time. Mike, I'm praying for you. Hey man, I appreciate it, bro. I really do. And I will, trust me. Vic. Hey, Mike and Johnny. I'm out of my Falcon mind with all the people that want to kick Ritter to the curb already. Yeah.
You ain't lying, man. 2 games, brother. 2 games.
Let me say this, man. I feel like I get people's frustrations for 3 reasons. I think that when you have 7 one-score games in the easiest division where you could have made the playoffs, it's right there. It's like the carrot, you know what I'm saying? It's right there. A few more plays and you would be in the playoffs and a really good team with a really good record. And I think not only that, but I think a lot of people question Arthur Smith this year because I think we watched something that was broken that a lot of millions, well, I ain't gonna say millions, whatever, a lot of people knew was broken, was obviously broken, and you were still trying to use it. And I think that's a lot of people feel like, damn, you may have cost us the playoff spot or at least a chance to understand what Ritter truly is. Like you cost us both of those with dumb shit. So we could have found out either one of those, and I feel like you cost us both of those. So those 3, but I say this, it takes years to change a culture. And no one, the same way we can admit that we saw a lot of bullshit this year, no one can dispute that we saw a culture change. No one can dispute that. If you dispute that, you just really fucking around hating because everyone saw that. So no, we didn't. Yeah, we struggled. There's millions of problems, however you want to say it. But everyone can agree we saw a culture change, and that take years Dog, y'all know what we was known for. Being soft, we run out of bounds, we don't tackle, we give up. Like all bad, like character traits. It ain't even a skill on the field all the way. It's bad character traits of men. And to change that, we have seen that change. Like if these was your kids, you would see it. is all I'm saying. Yo, I'm proud of him. He growing, like you would see it differently. And so I'm telling you, we all saw that. And even in Arthur Smith, I think that's the reason why people are critical of him, because that's the one aspect of this that we may not have seen progress. It's people say he stayed the same or got worse. So I get it, but like again, it take years for a culture to change. And so even if he does that and he shit the bed and we got to replace him, at least he did that, and hopefully we could get a winning record. But again, you cannot fully judge the man until next year when he get to buy his own groceries.
Right. And that kind of brings up next point here. D said, "Do you guys think Arthur Smith will be in a hot seat in 23?"
He should be.
Yeah, I think
I wouldn't say the hot seat. You have to play it out.
Yeah, right. I think you don't start off the season on the hot.
You don't start off the
But yeah, I mean, as the season goes on, it could definitely get hot because, I mean, you're going to have, and like Mike, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. Like it's kind of, I don't know if he's regressed or it's just like, we talked before the season ever started, dude. We said we just don't want to see some of the overthinking, like, just dumb situational play calling that we saw last year in a few games. And it happened more this year than it happened last year.
Yep.
And I think last year, now Matt fell off a cliff this year, but last year Matt bailed you out of a lot of shit.
Yep.
So, and you had Kyle Pitts, almost with 1,000 or whatever, he had 1,000 yards, whatever it was, also healthy for the entire year. So, I mean, there were some things last year that he did. I thought of course he gets a pass that year, and he doesn't have a quarterback for his offense, even though it was Matt. It's his first year with the team that doesn't have any talent. And then now this year, it's basically the same thing. You get rid of Matt, you have this dead cap. So, but like I said, some of the situational stuff to play, even this week, dude, like I don't like some of the stuff I just didn't quite get. Like, I mean, we didn't see Tyler Algier till like how many plays into the game? The dude just came off a record. Like, and I know CP's the man. Like I know, like but you can tell watching this game, he's not the same burst he had earlier in the season. You can tell. That's fine. I mean, he's older. Like it makes sense, right? Throughout the season, that's going to happen. So. Yeah, I don't think that that he's going to be, like I said, starting off the season on the hot seat, but he's going to have to. They're going to have to hit on the draft picks. They're going to have to make some damn good free agent signings, which I think they can. And he's going to have to produce next year because they're going. There'll be no what this division is right now. Carolina's going to be drafting a rookie quarterback more than likely. Don't know what the Saints are going to be doing, but they're not great. Their defense is getting older and older. The Bucks, obviously, Brady's. I want to say not coming back, but you never can tell, So they're also getting older, and so we're going to be as far as the division goes in a great position to win this thing, man. Like next year, like with the guys that we have, even with Desmond, like coming off 4 games, like, and we'll get.
That's what I'm talking about, Johnny Yates.
So
that's how I feel.
I'm not saying if we need to make a damn good. We need to have a good record. Like I think Stephen ATL here and I were talking on Twitter the other day. He either needs to make the playoffs or have a damn good record and just get like beat by a better team or something like that, and then to stay, because it's got to. There's
nothing
no way that
will suffice. Nothing. Nothing else after you, because your only excuse now is I didn't pick these. You see what I'm working with. After you get to choose what you're working with, custom made, you get to pick. There's no excuse.
Yeah, exactly right. And Bubba Gaunt, what's up, buddy? He said 2 years just trying to get out a decade of bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to give somebody time to change the culture. So Ann said, man, Ritter did good for his first try and first game. Anybody that says we need to get rid of Ritter the first game, they are slow, seriously, and don't know football. He has to have time to develop. Again, I love that point he said. Y'all always hear me say on the show, it's a difference between fans and Buffalo Wild Wing fans. Some of y'all just need to shut the fuck up, because y'all don't even understand the game of football. Like y'all just be trying to just where they lost, he's sorry. It'd be ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and dude, that happened. Like I even saved a tweet from somebody because it was like, I think he was responding back to Daniel Flick on Twitter. He said, "Let's be honest, he was terrible." I'm like, really? Yeah. And then his response to other folks was, "You guys don't understand football." I'm like, dude, did you even watch the game? Like literally, did you watch the game? Like I just it's mind boggling. Bubba Gump said Terry Fontenot gets a 5-star grade just for that alone. Yeah, dude, him and Arthur both. I mean, yeah, without a doubt. I mean that whole crew have changed everything within the team. Like we have never seen a team act like this before. Like as far as just
bro, they fought to the end of every game. You cannot deny that, and they rumble every time. You cannot deny that. And I don't care if it was games where it was all backups on the secondary on the defense, and we rumbled, and that is supposed to be a blowout. Yeah, we rumbled everybody. We rumbled everybody.
You remember also earlier in the season when we kept saying, like, whenever we see Desmond, like we were looking at the schedule, like, well, okay, we could ease him in the Carolina game at home. That'd be the one to get him into. Maybe Pittsburgh at home. No, man, they throw him into the Saints on the road against a good veteran defense. Then he's got to go game 2 against Baltimore on the road in freezing ass cold weather against another veteran defense who does a lot of different things pre-snap, right? Like Baltimore, and they don't just come out like and show you what they're going to do. Like they may show you, then they change it up at the snap. So Desmond's got to process all of that in his second game. He did a damn good job of doing that in his second game. Like that's of course, did he make his rookie? Did he look like a rookie at times? Of course he did. Like that's kind of the point. Like he's a rookie, So people want to keep saying that he's a 3rd-round rookie. Yeah, I mean that's what he is. So I mean that's regardless of what it is. I mean that you have to keep it in context, man. Like he didn't start off on it. They didn't give him an easy one. He wasn't thrown into an easier quote. And I don't think the Carolina game would have been easy. That defense is good too. But like, there's not like Arthur said I think it was a few conferences ago. Like, yeah, we just kind of threw him in the deep end. I mean. Yeah, that's what you did. So, I mean, like, you got to have a little bit of – you still want to see progression, which we did. Dude, he looked light years better than he did the first game. I mean, 228 yards passing. I mean,
just imagine the predicament he was thrown into. See, that's why I say, like, people need to imagine for a second. Like, you, a 3rd-round rookie, you get thrown in really to make the playoffs to the fans.
Yeah.
Like to take them to the playoffs. So you got that on you. Then your mentor, the veteran on the team that should be helping you through the situation, who you was just supporting, walked off like an asshole. Then you have a coach who is not assisting you and on any level. He's actually bad coaching during your tenure. Then you have a shitty defense. Like what I'm saying is, then all the regular shit, like it's my first game, it's the first crowd. Oh my God, am I gonna remember the snap count? And okay, I forgot the audible, like all the regular things. On top of that, you couldn't do that with an Oculus headset on. So shut up. Now he's doing it in real life, in real time. Like you said, you don't understand that when you watching at home, how fast them people trying to hit him. So you're doing all this while somebody's trying to rip your head off. And y'all got the nerve to be like, he was supposed to catch you on the first game and throw for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and have 200 yards rushing. And he was supposed to marry a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Like, man, y'all got to chill out, dog. It's somebody's second game. You don't know after 4 games, you may have a better picture. But even still, that's a small picture. I told y'all about snippets on the 2 shows ago.
Yes, you did. Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you can't, and people, I keep saying that shit online about like, nah, man, y'all keep the same energy for Mariota. And I tweeted about it. I'm like, you can't. The dude's an 8-year vet.
Yeah.
Like, why would you? Like, you're gonna give the rookie more slack because that's just what it is. And you can say we're making excuses. I mean, it's not. That's just the facts. That's just the facts of what it is.
That's like your 9-year-old and your 1-year-old, and you talking about, nah, you need to keep the same energy. How? He can't talk.
Man. Yeah, exactly. Victor said huge change in team mentality and more competitive and better culture than last year. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And that's not, and that's that's going to be the kind of guys that they look to bring in. It's those same dudes. So
and even the fans stayed. The fans stayed because we rumbled. The fans got better, like as a culture. Pam Johnson, hello, fellas. First time subscribe to the channel. Great content. Thank you.
Pam. Very much. That's awesome. Yes.
Good to have you.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Victor said we don't have Pitts either, and that doesn't help the rookie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, when you got Drake London and a bunch of 4s and practice squad wide receivers,
what are you expecting him to do? And he did great with that for his second game. He really played well. Eric said, I came away impressed overall from Ritter after all 22, but I think it's fair to say versus a bad Arizona defense, he needs to build on what he's learned and cash in. Yeah.
100%.
We want to see him, like I said, we want to see him go up.
Yeah, I mean, he needs this next game he needs to
And
get in the
Arthur
end.
Smith need to go up. We want to see some
Yeah,
improvement on you on the last few games of the season.
both. Ladarius, what's going on, brother? He said, I think Ritter deserves the rest of the season to prove himself before we start saying he's a bust. Ritter was thrown into the fire.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
mean, anybody that's saying 2 games and get him out, then I mean that one account, I can't think of it on Twitter. He was like a Matt Ryan stan, like every time he wants to throw a Matt
Yeah, I
Ryan
know what
stat
you're
out.
talking about.
And then now he was like, they need to move on from Ritter because after 2 games, I'm like, what exactly?
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude's crazy. But anyway, so about the game, yeah. So first quarter, man, we forced him a 3 and out in the first quarter. And I like the first possession. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, damn, here we go. You know, we got
Okay.
our first possession, jet sweep to Oz, first play from the game. And I was like, all right. For 7 yards, wasn't terrible. CP ran for no gain, bad snap on third, so couldn't get that. Fourth one, we had to punt. Huntley on the next Ravens possession scrambled through a 40-yard bomb, I guess bomb-ish, to Watkins, and they had to bless
Go
you
watch
again,
the Christmas special.
They had to settle for a field goal, 3-0. We went 3 and out our next possession. The first quarter was ass, to be honest with you. Like it was just slow. Like Ritter got started slow. It was. I mean, it was just we started off just slow. I mean, and Ritter started off slow. You know, it wasn't and wasn't good. Then the Ravens went 3 and out. We Okundeji actually blocked a 55-yarder from Justin Tucker, which is the second week in a row I think Justin's had a kick block, which is crazy for him. But Falcons we went for it on 4th and 5 under pressure and got badly underthrown. Second quarter started off. Ravens had to settle for a field goal after a big throw and catch to Andrews, which I will say, man, for the most part, we kept Andrews in check. And I thought that, we were worried about
him. He got off on AJ one time. I was like, damn, you beat a cornerback?
Yeah. Yeah, he's legit.
He has to be way faster than it appears because he burnt AJ on one of those.
Yeah, he's a legit tight end. He's probably underrated too, to be honest with you. Around the league, nobody really knows, hears about him. And then our next possession, Ritter starts getting in the rhythm. You could see it. Hits Drake across the middle, and dude fumbles again. And he gets it punched out. I think it was Marlon Humphrey who punched it out. And that was a 4th and 2 conversion, man. That would have been a big conversion. And I saw a ton of emotional tweets. Drake London sucks. Bunch of all that shit. I'm like, man, really? Like, I mean, I'm emotional too watching the game, but I was like, come on, man. Like,
it's a rookie. It's still a rookie.
And he's got there's no question. Like, he's got to get the ball, the ball control under pressure. Or, good Lord, I can't talk. He's got to get the ball. You know what I'm trying to say, man. Ball control.
Here's what I'll say to say it for you. Were you good the first time you had sex? No, you were not. You didn't know what you was doing. Don't act like you just jumped into porn star mode. Knock it off. It took you. Hey, it took some of y'all 6-7 years. So cut it out. So what I'm saying is give somebody this. You gotta think of it like that. I don't care if you worked at Chipotle. You will fuck up the tacos for the first 3 days before you caught on. So just don't give it Jesus. And he's he's a rookie too. Again, I'm not giving him an excuse. You have to secure the ball, but you should expect
ball security from
people doing shit for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and he's the type of guy, if you watch the team closely or at all, and you've seen his interviews, like he's gonna fix that. Like he's gonna work on that a lot. So he's not the type of guy to just like, oh, woe is me type of dude. Like he's gonna fix it, So that hurt, but I mean, it is what it is, man. And then the Ravens' next possession, TD pass to Robinson over Armstrong. Cornell Armstrong had a lot of snaps in this game, and near the end of the game, you started finally seeing D. Alfred playing corner, which I hope they give D a chance like the next 2 games, just start him at corner, man. Because I've seen enough of Darren Hall, dude. I don't need to see Darren Hall no more. I don't want to see Cornell Armstrong anymore. Like I'm good. Just give D a shot. I mean, what the hell? That just I think I was trying to see Cornell. Yeah, Cornell had 46 snaps. Yeah. D had his 6. Darren Hall had 6. Darren Hall didn't even get many total snaps. But anyway, so the pass over Armstrong, they went to 2-point conversion. They got it 14-0. Our next possession, CP had a nice little run, hold on McGarry, which McGarry had another good game, to be honest. Other than that hold, another good game, I thought, from him.
I hate to admit it, but he did.
Yeah, I think we're going to re-sign him, man. I think it's going to happen. Yeah, whether it's franchise or not, I think we're going to re-sign him. Great throw and catch on the sideline to Drake though during that possession. Then pass to Avery to get to the 1-yard line. Avery Williams, and then Ritter rolled out. should have got rid of the ball way earlier, but he didn't. Clearly the defender's arm hit it, but the ball went out of bounds. But way before, just basically just went laterally, like out of bounds. The ref called grounding instead of what happened, really, And Arthur loses his mind, which he should have. I lost my mind. I was like, you got to be shitting me. Again, the refs are going to fuck us here, because that was huge, man. Like that set us back. We were on the 1 yard line.
Oh, we had a very, 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 very good chance at scoring. We were so close. That set us back. And here's what I don't understand, and this is what aggravates me to no end. It infuriates me when everyone in the stands, everyone on the field, and everyone at home can see, because they planned it on a replay. We can see. Yeah. We can see his hand was hit. And then the refs be like, I called what I called. I'd be like, dog, like what type of look up? All you gotta do is look up. That's why everyone's yelling, like, hey, look up, and you refuse to look up. Like, that's one of the things I hate about the NFL is like they stick with the call no matter, like, look up. If you hit look up and you can see, like we can see, everybody at home know, and the amount of times that's happened to continue with that call. I'm not saying we guaranteed, but you might have cost us the game.
There's a real good chance we get 7 there. I mean, it's not nothing like you said. It's not guaranteed, but we're on the 1 yard line. He throws that away, we get another shot. And I mean, like I said,
I will say this. That is the part I love about Arthur Smith. Yeah. Sometimes I don't want you to be thinking about the fine. Sometimes some shit need to get said, and he said a bunch.
Yeah. Yeah, he in the post game they asked him about it, and he actually said, he was like, I don't know what I can say, but I'm not going to talk about the subjective nature of the refs. And he's like, do the money go to some needy or whatever in Atlanta rather than going to the NFL. You know what I mean? So like he didn't want to speak, but you could tell.
He cussed him out on the field though. Yeah. He gave him earful. Yeah, I love.
Yeah, he lost his shit. Yeah, which like I said, he definitely should have. Yeah, and like I said, Ritter. I mean, Ritter should have got rid of it earlier, man.
It was an idiot play. Too long. It was, but it was still not a penalty.
Yeah, so we had to settle for 14-3 at halftime. We had the ball to start the third quarter. We did a conversion on 4th and 1. Again, the refs screw us because CP scores and is called back for holding on Oz, which was just a great.
That pissed me off.
Was a great freaking little acting job there by whoever the hell that was. So I know that whoever got the call on him.
Again, you can see
he just falls down. He let him go and he falls down.
And you continue. I have no understanding.
Dude, it was a terrible call, like just terrible call, and that literally took points off the board. So I mean, whether it's potentially 14 points off the board if that first one that we so just ridiculous, man. And then next possession for the Ravens, man, forces a punt. Huntley fumbles on the 3rd down, but Ravens recover. Then our next possession, Dez misses on 1st down, another jet sweep to Oz with no gain. Short of the marker on 3rd down, had to punt. Ravens had an explosive run by Gus Edwards, 37 yards. We hold them to a field goal, still 17-6. Then Ritter kept a good connection going on with Drake, really showing. And he started showing. I mean, that poise in the pocket when the shit was collapsing on him, you could tell. Like that's what you wanted to see, man. Like he did not get panicked. He was not rushed. He was still going through his reads. And then play calling down by the goal line, man, was a little bit questionable. We had a design run for Ritter on 3rd, which was a little odd. Line up for a clear run on 4th, and they stopped Tyler. And we've been running pretty successfully to the right side of the line all day long. And we went to the left and we got stopped for a yard loss, And I thought like maybe there you get a little bit more creative than just line up. And I get it. That's what we're good at. But maybe go to the right side where you got Lindstrom and McGarry, who's like bulldozing people over there. Yeah. So whatever. And we actually got flagged on that part. Yeah, that's right. Flagged for illegal motion. Parker Hesse did right before it. So turnover on downs, which sucked. And I don't mind him going for it there either. Like I know a lot of people were saying you should have took the points. But I kind of was like, hell no, just go ahead and go for it. It's fine. Yeah. And then we force a punt on the Ravens. We get it back, drives us down in field goal range. Cole hits it to make it 17-9. And on that 3rd down toss to CP, like that's when I could tell. I was like, yeah, he's lost a little bit of burst there. Like it just didn't look like the typical like we saw earlier in the year. And the Ravens get it back and just run the clock out. I can't
acknowledge it, but I understand.
Yes, yeah, it's hurtful for me too. I love the guy, but anyway, then the Ravens run the clock out, and that's game 17-9. So, yeah, again, man, it's frustrating. Like I want to see the progression from Desmond next year, like I want to see that same progression from Arthur, man. Like, and
No,
that's what,
that's what I'm saying.
and people jump on Arthur too. It is his second year coaching as well. Like it's his second year being a head coach. He's learning what Desmond's good at and what he's not good at. He's learning. He's introducing the playbook to him, all that stuff. So I'm not gonna. We're not there in these meetings. We're not there in what they talk about. Obviously, we're just fans watching it from the outside, and we can only see what we can see during the games, right? So, but that being said, some of just the really, really questionable stuff, the outthinking yourself, that's got to go away. That's got to get better next year. I mean, because the Ravens all year long with a similar situation, man. Like their fans have been pissed off with their play calling. They've been pissed off with their OC with Roman, but their difference is they've got freaking Lamar Jackson who can get yourself out of this. I mean, he's good enough to work around these coaching problems, basically. You know what I mean? So, and when he's been hurt, I mean, like there's a definite difference in their offense. It's definitely not the same. So, I mean, we'll see, man. Let's go back to the chat real quick. Victor said, I like the jet sweep to start the game. Nice wrinkle. Yeah, I was fine with it. Like 7 yards different.
Earlier.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Tyler, like I said, I think next year Tyler's number is RB1 and CP's. If CP's here, he's RB2, type of thing. Which I think is good for both of them.
Yeah, but he gonna put miles on. We need a better number 2. He gonna put too many miles on Tyler.
Like I think you bring back
Clinton Porterson, and I don't want to do that because he gonna only last 2 or 3 years like that. So we need an even Steven. I would love Cordell to be number 2, but the thing with Cordell is he need the more carries, like in order for him to get. He like a train, he get going. So it's like I don't know how that would work. Him being number 2.
And depending on Caleb's recovery, which by the way, man, we gotta talk about it on the Christmas show. But shout out to Caleb Huntley, man. The man blows his Achilles during the play and stays on the field for like 2 more plays.
Yep.
Like that's insane, dude.
Beast.
Like when your Achilles goes, it's like it explodes, like it's gone. Like there's like he shouldn't be walking around
on that foot. So I don't know how he did what he did. That's all. See, that's what I'm saying. You cannot deny and that wasn't in a playoff game. You cannot deny that you saw some grit from your Atlanta Falcons, and that we ain't seen that before. This is I'm not gonna say the toughest staff as far as players, but the toughest team as far as attitude. They rumble, and even though they lost sometimes, they rumble. My father always told me, man, I don't care if somebody bigger than you, like get beat up. Let them know that you willing to fight, like get beat up. And I feel like the Falcons got beat up a few times, but they was willing to fight, and I love them for that. And we got that from Arthur Smith, so I love him for that.
Yep, agreed. ATL Harris said London was legit a different animal after taking the sleeves off. That he was. Fumbles suck, but rookies always get slack from me. 100%.
Me too.
Yeah, you're in our heads, man. Definitely. Pamela said, I like the fact London got rid of the long sleeves. Yep. And Ritter kept feeding him. I don't think we got to worry about that, man. London's his guy, man. Like there's no doubt about it. I can't wait to see him I can't wait to see him with Pitts, man.
That's what I was just about to say. Imagine when Kyle get back. Imagine if we had Ridley still and like coming back next year. Just but he don't really go with that. He's too small, I guess.
Yeah, but I think he'd be fine for a slot though. Like, he's such a good route runner, dude. Like he would blow up some guys in the slot, man. If that's where you want to leave. I mean, it's just too bad he had to. Oh well. But let's see. ATL Harris said, never let your kids grow up to be refs is all I got to say, man. You're not kidding. Dave, what's up, man? Thanks for, he said, chiming in for the second time. You guys are terrific.
Love you, buddy. Thank you.
Man, thank you, buddy. Really appreciate that. Dave said, I'm okay with continued running backs by committee. I need Algier through his rookie contract.
I'm with you. 100%. I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm fine with rookie. I don't need, we saw the Bijan Robinson talk, which I'm glad's kind of like calmed itself down. Amazing running back. I don't want to get a running back in the first round. We found Tyler in the fifth.
Neither, yeah.
We literally found Tyler in the 5th round. So go, if you want to, and I think my point was before we got started, I think you bring Caleb back, especially if his recovery goes well, because Caleb was a damn good runner this year.
Yeah,
out of nowhere, young guy too, not a lot of tread on the tires. So if you bring those 3 back,
can use them. Yeah,
you're in good shape. You know what I mean? So, but if you want to go draft somebody else later in the rounds, pick up some guy that's that can come in there and spell them for a few that's of the similar ilk, or if you want to go out and get a change up pace type of running back, like a guy, because all these guys are kind of like boil you over type of dude. Huntley's got a little more speed, a little bit more looseness, I think, but like we don't have that kind of shifty,
I
kind of
believe
quick
that
running back.
is. I'm gonna be honest. I believe that is probably number 2 on his priority list for what he want to do. Even
Yeah,
though everybody sees him as a battering ram, that's because that's kind of all you got.
yeah.
Now watch. I believe that's probably, even though we not thinking that, he probably like, I need somebody that could catch out the backfield real quick. I could do a bunch more shit with somebody like that.
And of
Trust
course, in
me.
my
That's
head, being an Alabama
and like
fan,
you said, he gonna get him in the later rounds because he can spot talent at that running back position.
yeah. And in my head, as an Alabama fan, I'm thinking Jahmyr Gibbs all the way because like he's so
Mm-hmm.
talented, man, out of the backfield and everything. But he's probably gonna go a lot earlier too. So, but we'll see. We'll see how the draft goes, and after all that stuff changes during the combine and pro days and
Mm-hmm.
Senior Bowl and all that stuff. So, um, let's see where we're at. Dave said, guys, what is the nonsense that Coach Smith is on the hot seat? Yeah, I mean, we just talked about him earlier in the show. I don't think he is at all right now. I think, like I said, next year he doesn't produce and doesn't get a winning season. Probably so then at that
Mm-hmm.
point, but not now, man. Like it's just you gotta, like I said, second year coach, gonna make mistakes himself. There's
Mm-hmm.
no way he's gonna look at the film from this season and not do some self scouting. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And look at it and say like, oh, I probably should have not done this. Probably should have done this, that type of thing. So I don't think he's so arrogant to think that like oh, I don't make mistakes or I don't I think
Mm-hmm.
he would fix that. So you can still have a running back and still have a nice uh in back by committee, yeah, just like the Patriots do with Stevenson. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I got
Man, I'm
no
gonna
issue
tell you this.
with in our offense. I got no problem with that because if you have a running back, especially we saw it with Devonta, we've seen it with other guys around the league, like you just said, Clinton Portis, the guys that get run like bell cows, man, like they get beat up, man. They don't last
Yep.
long in the league. They just don't. I mean, I guess there's so many Adrian Petersons out there that can just
Mm-hmm.
like, and then later in his career he started getting beat up.
Yep.
But I mean, like go ahead, buddy. What are you gonna say?
But no, I was gonna say this in regards to Arthur Smith. Man, I be hanging with my boys sometimes, right? And it'll be a girl like they be like, damn, she bad. And I'm like, man, go get her. And they throw an excuse out there. Oh, I ain't go to the barbershop, or I ain't in my right clothes, or I ain't okay, cool. So this is how I do it. Now, if we see you with your haircut, with you lined up, you got your clothes on, you got your jewelry on, everything, you got whatever you got to smell good. Now you got your car wash. Now I can judge you. If you can't get the girl now you can't get girls, So, but that's because you at your full capacity. So that's how I look at Arthur Smith. When you got everything that you said you needed to be successful and you're
Mhm.
not successful, well, now I got to drag you. But before then, I kind of got to I can only drag you for so much. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. He cannot be on the hot seat yet. He don't have everything. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I can't stand. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. You gotta wait till he tip to us fair, and it'll be fair next year.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think you can surround Desmond even being with his least amount of experience he's gonna have. You
Mm-hmm.
surround him with guys like Pitts is gonna be coming back, like you said. If Kyle, we're gonna probably make upgrades at wide receiver too. You have
Mm-hmm.
to. You can't. You got to.
Mm-hmm.
Oz is probably back, which is great because you can put Oz back where he needs to be in that little slot position, third
Yeah,
down, whatever type of
he's
guy he
great
needs
at
to
it.
be. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna have guys around him that can help him and just get even better. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not too worried about that. And just and Dez having an entire offseason as far as well
That's
to work with the offense and I mean, so it's just I can't see it going backwards there. They said, "Do you guys think an elite QB nonsense is national media creation? If Ritter is Cousins' ceiling, I'll take it for a third round pick." Um,
I don't
I
think
don't
you
know,
can
man.
say that.
I don't know. This is a media creation. I just think people saw that we were all in on Watson
Mm-hmm.
until the Browns swooped in and offered that ridiculous contract. So they figured like, well, now the question if Lamar becomes available, that they would pull the trigger or try to do something like that. Um, we thought about it on the Christmas special actually a lot
Mm-hmm.
with our guys, and we were all of us were in agreement of saying like, I don't like that because you're paying I don't know how I don't what he's gonna want 35, 40 million a year probably,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got Dez for 1.2, and no, he's not Lamar Jackson. He might turn into be something good. Not saying he's
Mm-hmm.
gonna turn into Lamar Jackson because he's just a different dude, a different cat. But I just don't see if he progresses over these next two games, like Stephen H. O'Hara said earlier in the show, and you see like, okay, we make more progress this game in the Arizona game. We maybe win it. I don't care. But anyway, his numbers look better. He gets more comfortable, starts the game quicker, whatever. And the same thing happens against Brady in the last game. That he's really gave you nothing. Like, there's no reason for him to be replaced because like he's done what you ask him to do. You ask him to progress every game that he's given a chance, which is only 4 games. So there's no reason unless you just really feel. They ask him like at the press conference today. Actually, I think one of the guys asked him and said, have you seen enough from Ritter yet to say he's your QB going into next season? And he didn't answer it really. Like he said, like he's progressed. Like I'm happy with what I've seen so far. But he didn't want to go as far as to say like that. Oh yeah, for sure he's our guy. He didn't say that either. He just said we're going to look around. This is the first time we've had cap space. Literally, first time we've had cap space to do anything. So I think they're going to consider everything. But unless there's just somebody that's like not even including Lamar, like even in the draft, like because I'm not all about really drafting a guy either, because then you're starting that clock over again. Like then you got a new rookie coming in that's going to have his new rookie struggles all over again. Unless you just really think in your heart, like, man, that's the guy. He's going to step in and be the guy from minute one. Then you're putting your career on the line for that one dude for sure. When you possibly, have had the guy there, and you just got to give him an opportunity. So, yeah, I don't know, man.
Hey, bro,
I don't know.
Like, I'm gonna tell you why I hate it, and this is why I question Arthur Smith. The part of it I do is because you were supposed to be thinking this way, like after 8 games, you were supposed to have a limit in your head, like a number in your head, like this is the number of games I need Ritter to play to make a sound decision, and I know that wasn't 4. So, and I would have said 6, or I would have said 7, or I would have said 8. And the fact that you let that other man have a seizure every week on the field instead of starting that process, you put us at a great disadvantage. Now we didn't make the playoffs. We don't even have Mariota as a backup, and Ritter like it's just out there like on his own now, and he only got 4 games, so we can't even get a real that. Because here's my point on it. We won't know regardless, dog. If he went out the next 2 games and threw for 350 and 3 touchdowns, you still wouldn't know. He could be a piece of shit. He could be a total bust, just have 2 games. The same way he could go stink it up and you see no progression. Then he have an off season to study. Then he come back a whole different animal. That's why I said you put us at a disadvantage. You already got us. It's already like something where we can't fully conclude. So we'll just be saying we think it's a guess. Yeah. Oh, we think he could possibly be. So I don't think that they will bank on that next season. They're probably bringing somebody just in case. So it's at least a slight competition. But I'm saying that's the reason why you're going to waste the pick, or you're going to waste the free agency, or because you won't know. And you put us at a disadvantage when I think you said on the show, like, you have to see with live rounds. Yeah. You have to see with live rounds. And the fact that you didn't, you should have had a pre put in place number. Like, I need to see 7 games in order to know for sure. And that you won't know for sure. It's a guess, like we guessing at home, like the crowd guessing, like you guessing as a coach. And you shouldn't be guessing as a coach, because that could be a wasted pick. That's early on, or like some wasted money free agent. Again, I don't question your football plays all the way sometimes, even though sometimes it's more the common sense things. Yeah. If it's a common sense error, now I'm like, why am I smarter than you and I don't do your job?
Yeah. Yeah. And I've heard the theory too that and he won't, of course he'll never say this in public, but that they were so comfortable with him over these last 4 or 5 weeks of progression that he made, that they kind of already know in their heads, like, well, he's going to be the guy, but we just want to make sure in these last games that we see that we don't see anything that's going to like make us think otherwise. Like, we just don't want to see like, him shit the bed and like, run around. Which he's not doing. And so like, maybe these 4 games are just a confirmation for Arthur and company.
I hope so.
Okay, he's the guy that we thought he is. He's going to progress. He's got all the tools that we want him to have. Let's go into next season with an entire off season and more weapons around him, and let's see what happens. That's what I hope is the case as well. Because like I would love, I know, like, I understand the other side of the argument too, saying, we never made a risk. Like Uncle Steve said on our show last week, he was like, man, we don't take risks. Go out there, make the splash, sign Lamar, and see what happens. And I'm just, I just can't get there yet because I just there's so many other needs on the team. I know we'll still have, even if we sign Lamar, we'll still have money left. But man, we could really this could be the first time we really bolster our defensive line, or we really bolster the defense as a whole. We've never done that, man. We never really just focused on defense, or like trying to even get that as a. I can't remember the last time we had a top 10 defense, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's been so long, So it's like that's just one thing I love to see, and now we've got the chance to do it, man. We've got.
Man, you have to address. I think it's time, and I think that if somebody come up on the offensive line in the draft, you got to do that. I think you got to go like offensive, defensive line. I think you got to address it. It's just time for that. You can, like I said, if Ritter just don't stink, the price difference is so much that I would want to take the chance. You know what I mean? Like, man, Jackson is a way better product, but it costs way more too, and we can't get other things if we get this. Like, so I would run. We need too many things to be getting fancy. You know what I'm saying? That's the same as a broke person, buying like a Michael Kors bag or some luxury. Like, you need to pay your rent, and your car mirror is hanging off. You should take care of that shit first. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you need some new shoes, but like, I just feel like, man, we do need to address that defense. But I'll say this. Hold on. Vic say, I think Ritter makes better decisions with less talent than Cousins, to be honest. Man, I'm gonna go with anything you say that's favorable to a Falcon, no matter what it is. I would like to say this. If y'all should not be down, because just like I said, if we was rumbling with this, just imagine we got a lot of money. We got a lot of money. We got a ton of money. Like, so we can go. We're gonna see some shit next year. We're gonna have some really good players. With the young players we got now, it's gonna be more subconscious, and it's gonna be their second, third year in the system. Man, we gonna be good, man. We gonna be good. I'm telling you, and with a tougher team, with our running game, with Dez or a new court, I'm telling you, we gonna be good, man. Troy Anderson. Man, we showed a lot this year. I'm telling you, we will be good next year. We will, and like I said, like John said earlier, with the state that the Saints in, the Panthers in, and the Bucks in, we will be in the playoffs next year. You hear me? I know I'm out of my Falcon mind all the time, but I'm telling you, just think about it. Like, bro, even common sense tell you that. So you don't have to be out of you can be in your Falcon mind and think that one.
Yeah.
Dave said, thank goodness for the Browns. Save the Falcons from themselves. I hope the Ravens do the same thing. Guys, the Lamar injuries the past seasons are real. Yeah. So like I said, he does run a lot. I'd rather take my chances with Ritter and a good backup though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gardner Minshew.
See, we talked about that, man, and like, do you see Gardner how he played? Like, he might challenge for the starting job.
You know how hard that is to just come in and do that. Dog,
against the Cowboys defense. You can
tell he felt bad, but I'm like, dog, you balled out. No. You can't feel bad. Like,
no, man. Yeah, against the Cowboys defense in Dallas.
Against the Cowboys defense. Yeah. So I would love him and Ritter to compete for that job.
Yeah, I would not hate that at all. And you mentioned Troy. He's pretty much supplanted Michael, man. He played 46 snaps, and Michael Walker only had 8. So I mean.
With Grady Jarrett, with AJ Terrell, and more talent on the defense, you should not be with Dean Pease. If we bring Evans back to, come on, man. Why are you down?
You get Graham.
Why you should not be down with more talent? Come on, man. These are young dudes, bro. They gonna be here. You should not, man. Y'all should not. I know we lost this season, dog, but.
Dave, so do you think this is Grady's last contract with the Falcons? That kind of brings us to the point where, like, his comments after the game, I'm sure y'all probably saw that. Like, he was pissed, and he just said, I think he said, like, the same shit, different year, and and it kind of got a lot of fans scared online, like, oh, like, he's done, he's leaving. I don't think it's that at all. I just think he's a very emotional guy. He plays that way. If you've watched him for a while. So yeah, he wears it on his sleeve, man. Like that's just he wants to win. He's sick of losing. He wants somebody next to him that can help. I mean, TQ was great. He was doing a good job. But man, if we can get like a Jerron Payne come in here next to him, and like keep bolstering that line and everything. I mean, I don't think he's going anywhere, man. I just think that he's just saying what hell we all feel it. I mean, like
Man, I talked to him
it's
personally. And I told him, I said, "Hey, buddy, if you think you mad, let me tell you this. I would have won $715 if 4 teams won. I bet on 4 teams to win, okay? I bet the Bills will win. I bet the Chiefs will win. I bet the Cowboys will win. And I bet the Falcons will win. And my main man, Aaron Williams, is on Twitter, okay? He said something that I screenshotted for future reference. He said, never bet your team because you betting with emotion.
100% right.
And I said, damn it, I knew those other 3 teams will win. But then on the fourth one, I said, I think we could pull it off. Just being out of my Falcon mind. All 3 of those teams won. And the one team that kept me from winning $716 off of a $100 bet? My own team with Lamar Jackson not even playing. I was furious, buddy. So Grady, like I said, you think you mad, we both mad. I'm gonna walk off the podcast and you walk off the team. You know what I mean? And he said nobody will care if you walk off the podcast, but
That's
millions will
bullshit.
care.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit. Everybody missed your ass when you were gone. There's no doubt about it.
Grady stayed.
Yeah, and I don't think. Yeah, I think Grady's gonna hang out here until he's.
Yeah.
I hope until his career's over. Because I hope next year we're putting a good product on the field, and we keep getting better and better, and we keep adding to this. Because I think these next 3 to 5 years could be really good for us. If we don't miss on these. Look at the Jets, man. They're probably going to release Zach Wilson in the offseason. Number 2 pick overall. I mean, just happened to see that earlier. Until here, so one thing I like Ritter has avoided is those what the fuck type turnover throws, even when he has had INT worthy passes. It's good defense where you can mostly understand the decision making. Yep.
I just want to understand your stream of consciousness. That's all I ask for coaching and players. I just want to understand your stream of consciousness.
Yep.
95 North.
Yeah,
we last had a top 10 defense in 2017. See, that's why you gotta go to 95 North. Cause see how you came out with that.
Yeah.
Grady Jarrett remarks from post-game show echo throughout the Falcons organization. It's time to put the pieces together on defense. I should, if I could screenshot anything, it would be that, and I would send it to Arthur Blank.
Yeah. It's on the screen. They said, do you prefer the Falcons splash or just continue to build through the draft?
Both.
Yeah, look, we need
it's something to splash.
Right. I mean, we need veteran guys on defense, and we need young athletic guys on defense. There's nothing about it. Like, I mean, that's what I was saying. Like a Jerron Payne would be fantastic. Like that's number 1 on my wish list on that defensive line. Roquan Smith, who we just played, man, had 15 tackles against us on Sunday.
Hey, dog, it was him and another Patrick something. Him, man, them 2 was wrecking. Who was the other one, John? You got to tell me. I wrote it down. I probably erased it.
Oh, look. Go ahead, though. Yeah. Are you looking for it? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to look it up, but no, yeah. I mean, dude, yeah, Roquan would be fantastic on our defense, I think. Patrick Queen, that's it. Yeah.
Patrick Queen.
Yeah.
And Roquan Smith, I'll take either one. I mean, Jesus Christ, they was wrecking shop. I'm not a hater, dog. When we play somebody to stand out, them 2 boys was, oh man, I take either one of those. They tough.
With our picks though, I think we're gonna be good. I mean, AK's looking good. I don't hate what I've seen from D'Angelo Malone. I think like we talked about him before. Put on a few pounds.
I love D'Angelo.
Yeah.
I like him,
dude. Depending on where we draft, man, like we could be in that range. We could get a top-notch pass rusher, projected top-notch pass rusher, or something like that. So I mean, it's possible, man. Victor said AK special pass rusher. He has good hands. He does, and he is always super one and super bendy. Yeah. Yeah, you see things from AK you like every week from a pass rusher.
Y'all should not be down. Like if you've been paying attention, you should be down because we lose. But if you paying attention, like I said, like my man said, it's just a difference between fans. If you really know football, you would not be down. If you just be eating wings and drinking beer and flirting with girls, you might be down a little bit. This is why I don't like fantasy football. Mike said, yeah, yeah,
So you just win that one time though. And you're like, but I can do it
yeah,
again. I can
yep,
do it again.
no, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You spot on.
yeah. They say I have to give Coach Pease credit, but I will never get over allowing shards on purpose. I think yards. Yeah, I mean,
Dog, hold on for a minute. I just want to go back. The reason that I lost, I feel like the reason that I sucked at fantasy football this season is because when we drafted, like I literally got the Falcons team before I caught on. Like, you know what? When we have a bye week, this is probably a very stupid idea. And people were John actually advised against it, and I kept going. John Wave turned back and I kept going. So yeah, but then I slowly replaced them over time, and then I felt disloyal and bad. So you're damned if you do and you damn. When I cut Matt Ryan, I went and got Matt Ryan, man, Julio Jones. I was gonna get Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman. I
you would
swear
have
to
had
God,
nothing but
I had
Falcons
Tevin
and
Coleman at one point, and I was gonna get man Mike Davis even with the Ravens. And then I caught on to, you know what? This loyalty is getting me murdered. So next season, I'll know. I'm sorry, fellas. It's just business.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, now that 1 year in, now you know.
Yeah.
Alberto said Javon Hargrave. So yeah, I'd love him too, man. I think he might be. I don't even know how. I think we looked at spot track on him. I think a few shows ago. I can't remember how much he was projected to cost, but I'm either way, man. I'm good. That'd be a nice little number 2 to have for sure. They said I love the way the team overall cleared themselves in that weather. Yep. Enough with the dome team crap. 100%. Yeah. I don't think they care.
They
I
rumble.
mean, yeah, and yeah, exactly. And I mean, and we talked about before too. Jesse Bates would be a great safety to pick up. You know, I mean, I I don't know. I like some things we've seen from Hawkins this year, and there's some things I don't like. But Jesse Bates is like top notch. I mean, like as far as I think he'd be great in this defense.
I love Jalen Hawk. I'm gonna tell you why. I just feel like when he learns his flaw is mental. When he learned over the offseason, I think he gonna come back a beast next season. I just see it in him, dog. I believe in Jalen.
He's eat a sandwich.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. But he gonna come. I'm telling you, I got faith in him. He gonna come back swole.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and like looking at the overall stats, man, we actually had more yards. We had 327 yards. They had 299. The turnovers, obviously, we had the 2. They had 1. Passing yards 212 to their 115. Passer rating of 84 to their 94. They outrushed us. They had 184 yards, and we had 115, which we might have had more if we put in Tyler earlier. Just saying. Yeah. So I mean, it's relatively. We held the ball 5 minutes longer too than they did. So
we should have won the game, man. We really should have won.
Yeah, but kind of is what it is, man. I don't. At this point, like, and I don't. I do think we should beat Arizona with what they got going on. Who knows with Tampa Bay? Yeah. But I mean, because they're not a good team either.
Though, but I do have to say this because I put this on Twitter. Dog, like I know we got a segment of the fan base that when we not playing well, they jump ship and start talking trash. But I gotta give it to the fans this season, man. I think that I just thought, man, I'm gonna be honest, man. It's hard to be a Falcon fan, so you gotta be a real fan, cause it's hard to be a Falcon fan, man. Cause we do just that play Marcus Mariota did where he just threw it. It should be our logo. Like we do the dumbest shit of all. It's really should. Like we're like the clowns of the league sometimes for the things we do, and I feel like dog. We hung in there this year. I think the fans did better than I seen in a long time. Like we really rooted. I saw a lot of jerseys, a lot of, like I said, a lot of podcasts, a lot of people listen to the podcast. It was a lot of merchandise, so it was a lot of people at them games, dog, and they stayed longer instead of being just. If y'all go to that stadium, it's so much to do in the outer part that sometimes when we losing, like people abandon ship and just have fun in the stadium. Atlanta, everybody trying to meet each other and talk. So this time they stayed in the seats. Dog, we used to have to pump fake noise into our stadium. Think about that. So that's what I'm saying. People stayed in the seats. So that's why I love y'all, because y'all rocked out. Y'all was out of y'all Falcon mind. Like we rocked out this season as fans.
do I think there's a plan plan B if they don't resign McGarry? Yeah, they'll probably go draft somebody, maybe pull in I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the right tackles that are coming available next year for free agency, but I really am leaning toward they're going to resign him, though, whether it's a franchise tag or not. I think he's probably showed them enough, whether or not it's going to be something that's because we talked about it last week. I mean, like this is the first year, and he hadn't even done it the entire year. You know what I mean? Like he's really turned it on the second half of the season. So I mean, like I if this is who we're going to get, I'm down. Let's sign him. Like because I mean he had a good game. Like I said, he had another good game on Saturday. So like and he's stacking games together now. So I mean like it is what it is. I was just a thought Jesse Bates would cost a solar system. You guys consider a trade for Kevin Burke? Yeah, I'll consider that. And I was just bringing up Jesse Bates because I was just curious about that. So they haven't projected, and this could be wrong because because other teams start getting in there and start driving the price up. But he's projected at 10.6. I take him all day at 10.6.
Yeah,
I don't think he stays at 10.6, but I will take him all day. And basically, they're comparing him to like Jordan Poyer, who signed at age 28. And his average salary is 9 million base, almost 10 million. Marcus Williams, 14 million, signed at 25. Eddie Jackson, who's 14.5 million, signed at 26. And Justin Simmons, 15.2, he signed at 27. So that's who they're comparing him to, age, contract status, all that stuff. So with his production, I guess they're projecting 10.6. But again, multiple teams get into the bidding with that, can drive it up. But yeah, I mean, if I would throw out there 10.6 and see what happens.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. AJ Harris said, generally think we'll beat Arizona. I do too. And if we don't, I'll be disappointed. Week 17, Ritter and us potentially blocking Brady from the playoffs. That's one dude.
I would love to send him packing, and he never come back. Yeah.
And Arthur, I think it was
he never beat him.
Josh Kendall, the Athletic, asked him about winning these last two games, and I was surprised he asked it because he said I'm going to ask it without trying to sound kind of like a smartass, but he said, why is winning the last two games important? And Arthur was I mean he obviously went through the litany of reasons, but I mean like number one, like you don't walk into a locker room full of men that's paid to do this and say we're going to play a bunch of rookies or play a bunch of young guys and practice squad guys and see what happens. Like you can't do that. Like, so whether or not, and I've said this since day one, if we get a number 5 pick, great. If it's 10th or 12th, great. I mean, we find somebody good at that spot. Like if it's going to be in the top 10, 15, you're going to get a quality player. You've got to identify that player, which is on you to do, but you're going to get a quality player. So like, I would rather see Desmond get 2 wins to end this season for his own confidence, for the team's confidence, for the fans to say like, oh shit, okay, let's end on a good note. And for God's sake, send Brady the fuck out of the league on a loss. For God's sake, I'm so tired of losing to him, man.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm ready. Culture is more important than the specific player. So
and a draft pick. It's more important than a draft pick.
Yeah, and the same thing John said, you will get a good draft pick regardless. But culture is more important. You cannot change the culture all these 2 years and then be like, yeah, so we're going to give half effort. The whole thing is not half effort. So you can never, either you all in on something or you not. And so he can't teach that. He can't ask that. He can't even suggest that they will be going all out to win the games. The reason why I'm happy is I believe that they'll go all out to win the games and at least lose one of them. So this is the only time you can hear me say that. But that's why I'm happy, because then we get both. We get the draft, a higher draft pick, and the culture keeps going forward.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what will happen. Trust me. And I love him to death, but just being honest.
Yeah. Dave said, paying $15 million for his. Yes. Yeah. I wouldn't pay $15 million for him, but I'd pay 10.5. They said I'm in the McGarry camp. Continuity is huge. Yeah, and we talked about that too.
I didn't want to say that, but I don't want to root for him, but I was thinking that earlier on the show. I just didn't want to say it.
It is, man. He's been excellent. Him and Lindstrom came in together. They've been next to each other for this long, and I mean, Lindstrom makes him look good in some occasions, and but he's getting better, man. He's coming on board there. And they said, guys, if all I have to worry about is Dahlman's bad snaps, and functional strength. I'm good with him. His dad was no lineman. Yeah, I mean, the snaps have been kind of an issue throughout the season. You gotta hope that just
The
gets better,
offseason, they get it
but
together.
yeah, because I don't see him drafting a center again for the
No.
third year in a row it'd be a drafting a center. So yeah, I don't see that unless something just unless a like a some I haven't really looked at centers either. I think Jason Kelsey's on the map, but we're not getting Jason
Yeah.
Kelsey the center. But I think he is going to be a free agent. Yeah, unless somebody just falls into their lap as a free agent,
Mhm.
I don't think that's going to happen either. So to wrap things up on the game, man, basically refs screwed us a couple of times, which no doubt about that, but we shouldn't make it to where the refs have to screw us, end up costing us a game. We take care of our own business. Desmond looked better, without a doubt. We talked about it. I mean, he making throws, he's putting in the windows and tight windows that if you hadn't seen, he's poised, stepping up in the pocket, all the things you want to see so far. And so, like Steven said, we want to see him make that next step this week, get a win, get some balls in the end zone, not make any dumb turnovers, all that type of stuff. And I think we keep on the right track. Dave said, guys, how do you judge the secondary, all things considered?
All things considered, love them. But hey, because like I said, it's not talent wise, it's effort. It was times, dog, that they was outmanned and outgunned, where they actually made the other team earn the victory. I mean, like I can't criticize that. Like they working with and all the injuries we had in the secondary, and them boys stepped up. Nah, I can't criticize them of all things considered. Now, not all things considered, they trash and ass. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, AJ, of course, started off the year a little bit shaky, but he got fine. He was fine. He was I got no issue with AJ. Casey Hayward was doing okay. He was doing pretty well. Got hurt, and that was huge. Darren Hall had a decent half game, and then he sucked since. Cornell Armstrong, like I said, I just want to see D. Alford. I want to see D. Alford start opposite of AJ this week, just because. I mean, and not because it's the last two games. I just think he might be better than Darren Hall and Cornell Armstrong.
We need to see.
So it'd be nice to find out. The safeties, Richie's had some good. He's had more good, I think, than bad this year.
Yeah.
Second year guy again, just like you hope to see another jump third year. Mike's higher on Jalen than I am. I like Jalen. I'm just not as high as Mike is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's overall not terrible, but
Yeah.
And again, and once the pass rush is better, that helps out your secondary. When secondary is better, it helps out your pass rush. So I mean, like they got to work together.
You know how long they got to cover? They just
yeah. Oh, we didn't touch it. By the way, we didn't touch Huntley at all. We didn't have one QB hit. Not one QB hit.
Think about that. How long you got to cover? Man, your job is twice as hard.
Yeah. Victor said there's a good center out of Minnesota. I was just looking at that, buddy.
Let's get him. Let's get him, Vic. Call him, Vic. Man, hey, Vic, man, email your local senator and get him. We got to get his show rolling.
Man, Garrett Bradbury. And they're projecting him at 11.9. That's going to
hey, I was thinking
he's currently making 3.2.
Sometimes the center can make, if you're gonna keep Ritter, sometimes that center make the quarterback's job half as really easy.
Yeah.
With pre-snap things, so that may be good.
True. Yeah. See, we already answered that one. So yeah. All right, buddy. So you want to move on to underrated, overrated before we get out of here?
What you got?
You got anything? I could throw a couple things.
I'll do one. I want to say underrated. Okay. Hold on. Before we even start this, I'm just telling y'all, stay positive, man. If you understand football, you would not be sad right now. I'm just saying that. If you really understand the game of football, you are not sad.
My bad, Victor. My bad. I thought you meant the Vikings. But regardless, Bradbury is going to be a free agent for the Vikings. Yeah. But you're right. The draft. You're right.
So
anyway, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
No, so what I want to do is this. I want to do underrated is Christmas cheer, like the holiday spirit, right?
I like it
because I feel like everybody do a little extra. Like you may just everybody in a good mood. It's people that kind of don't be in a good mood, and you see everybody in a good mood, and everybody's being extra nice. Everybody's checking on everybody. it's people you haven't talked to, you carrying people plates of food, you giving more bread than you would. Hey, I took care. I let me shout out myself too. I took care of the trenches. I put in bread so the three poorest hoods in Atlanta got toys, and I took care of the jail with some oodles and noodles. If you know, you know. But that's how you judge me. God damn it. Now I say underrated is Christmas cheer because I feel like everybody was being extra nice. Like you holding doors more, like you letting people. It was a dude who like you let me over in traffic. I mean, he was extra like he rolled out the red carpet with his hand, like, oh yes, sure, go. I was like, God damn, like this is awesome. So I just wish that we all kind of like acted like that. And I think it'll carry on all week because everybody in a good mood. It's like the New Year's Eve and all that. I think that it'll carry on. So I just feel like, man, we could do the same little gestures and little extra being nice to homeless people and handing people extra tips at restaurants. I feel like we could do that all year if we really wanted to. So I say underrated is Christmas cheer. Okay. That's number one. Now, overrated is Christmas cheer. Okay. And let me tell you why. Lady, get the fuck out my face. Okay. You're being weird. I don't know you, and I'm in a good mood and all that. I see you in a good mood, but get out my face. It's a lot of places you could stay for free, and one of them is the fuck out my face. Okay? Just do that for me, man. You too close, you too cheerful. It's getting under my skin. You see me? Okay, we talked already. Now just let me eat my candy cane and look out the window. I want to see the clouds in peace while I'm listening to music. It was a vibe, and you keep asking me, so how old is your dog? Man, ask the dog. He don't want to talk to you. Like, listen to me. Leave me alone. It was people in like Walmart and all that. It was people being, hey, so how long you been growing your hair? I'm like, dog, like, listen to me. It is a such thing as too friendly. I enjoyed all the holiday spirit, but that's also overrated. Some people was in a too good of a mood. You know what I mean? Like, too, lady, I don't need all the compliments, okay? You won't hype me up. Just reel it in. Your husband sitting right there. I don't know what type of Pornhub, search bar is in your laptop, but I'm not into certain things. Okay, leave me alone. So overrated holiday cheer, but underrated holiday cheer. That was the first one I did. That was a double entendre. It was true. Both
It
are
can
true.
happen. It can happen.
It can happen.
Yeah. So my underrated, man, this is hilarious because this just happened. So every year we go around, like we pick a night, we just drive around, look at Christmas lights, right, and then go in different
Mhm.
neighborhoods and whatever.
Mhm.
And Liam always and my wife always wants to listen to Christmas music, which is fine. But like
Okay.
I told you on a few shows ago, like it's the same songs, like
It
it's the
is. It
same
is.
artist, it's the same everything over and
Mhm.
over again. So Liam found a channel on Spotify, and it's electronic Christmas music. I mean, it's like dance
I just
music,
gotta hear this. I
but
gotta
it's
hear this
Christmas music,
immediately.
dude. I would play it right now if it wasn't like not allowed really. We get
Yeah.
sued or whatever for. But I mean, there's a couple I will send you.
Okay.
But it's like you're in a club and it's
Don't
like,
forget.
and it's I won't, and it's like there's one called Jingle Bass,
Okay.
and dude, it's hilarious. Like so, I mean, we were listening, so we were like going in and out of these neighborhoods, like just booming, like
Mhm.
these freaking Christmas dance songs. But it was
No,
fun,
that's
man. It was great.
hilarious.
It was
But
hilarious.
it was good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, it was really good.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Liam. Hey, he was on fire last week. He had a segment on the show. He found the Spotify stations. He got the jersey. He got retweeted by Cordero. He got a bunch of stuff. He told me he had a sound bar.
Yeah, you
I
got a
said,
sound bar
dog,
for a
well, that
TV,
just
yeah.
put you in the
Yeah.
game differently when you play Madden.
Yeah, dude, I hear him like he'll be playing he's upstairs and be playing like Fortnite or something like that, and you just
Yeah.
hear the like when I guess boom, like from the shot or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's cool too because like we can play now like on the same. I can play down on the big TV. He can play upstairs, and we play on the same like
Oh, that's
squad
dope.
without
Yeah.
having like the split screen. Yeah, so it's
Oh,
kind
that's
of
dope.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of nice. So anyway, yeah. So shit, what's new for overrated? I just forgot my overrated. Oh,
John.
overrated. Weathermen.
Okay.
I know you got a tough job. Like, and I know it's hard to predict, but damn it, it's hardly ever right, man. Like ever.
Yeah.
Like I mean, we earlier I got an alert that said rain imminent, 15 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and we were going to take all of our blow ups down. So I'm like, shit, let's rush out there and get them. And that rain never happened.
Yeah.
Not a drop. And then we were like, man, was gonna go for a walk, and it was like snow flurries imminent. Not a flurry, man. Look at the radar, not there.
I heard it's
Like,
snow.
oh yeah. And then we're trying to plan for like my son plays baseball, right? Liam plays baseball, so we're trying to plan the weekends around that. It's like, oh, well, this is gonna be raining here. We got to take that. Nope, no rain. Or if literally it's like the opposite all the time, and it just drives. Like I said, I know it's a tough job. You're trying to predict Mother Nature and all that stuff, but like you got maps and stuff. Like it's just gotta be right every now and then. Like, man, like it's not like how awesome would it be? Like that job, like you don't. You never get fired because you can never be wrong.
You can never be. It don't matter if you are wrong. Yeah,
you're like, well, man, Mother Nature. You never know, man. Just she got me again. Like you can never like. It's just it is what it is.
Yeah, it's wild. So, but I want to add on one that you just made me think of. Man, underrated is the people who got to blow up things in their yard and the cool lights.
Thank you.
Dog, it would not be the spirit of Christmas. If there are people, I hear a lot of people criticize that, say, oh, it's too excessive. I'm like, dog, that's what makes Christmas. If it wasn't for those people who put the lights on the houses, it's people with reindeer on the roof. It's people with Santa. It's people with all type. And I mean, the more the better for me. I love it when the lights go down. I'm like, the more the better. If your electricity, I be wondering, what is your electricity bill? But like, sometimes, man, I mean, I enjoy that shit to the tilt, and that's what make us all feel like it's the holiday season. So you need those people. So y'all go get it. The more the better. I love it. I have nothing bad to say about that. I enjoy every bit. I don't care. I mean, I've seen excessiveness, but the more excessive, I love it. I'm like, I wanted to look like a fantasy land on your front yard, and some people do that, and I love it.
Yeah, we don't go like full Griswold or anything. Like it's not like the entire house, but we got like lights on our porch. We've got like a Scooby-Doo Christmas. We got a Grinch out there, a big VW bus with Santa driving it with reindeer in it.
That's dope. Like, so, yeah.
So we got.
You gotta love. You gotta do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like all of our bushes got the lights in it and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, we'll keep doing it. Like even after Liam's grown, like it's just
you have to. Man. It's what help us get in the spirit.
Yeah, man. It's fun. I enjoy it, man. So, yeah. So let's pop back over here to the chat real quick. Thank you, buddy.
Folks, smash that like button. Your brothers put in there. You brothers put in work for real. Hit that subscribe button. That's from my man 95. No, hey man, we appreciate you, dog.
And just like that, go make sure to subscribe to Alberto's channel too. North Falcons Talk Show, and as well as Spitty Sports Machine, where he's on that show as well. Like I said, we'll be on that show.
Alberto, dog, don't miss the next Christmas special, man. We missed you, dog.
Yeah, his daughter had a play at school, so yeah, that's why I had to miss it.
Good dad. I take that back. Good dad. It was more important than the Christmas show.
Exactly.
It was the only thing more important than the Christmas show.
That's right. They said, "Do you guys have weekly show?" Yeah, we do. So it's every Thursday, like we're doing today. Wait, today's not Thursday. Today's Monday. No, so typically we do. Yeah, so we do a Thursday preview show for the game coming up, and then we do a recap, which is typically on Sunday. But since obviously yesterday was Christmas, and we didn't do that, so we did it today. But so we do a recap and a preview, and then going into just so y'all know, going into the playoffs, we're still going to do playoff shows because even though we're not going to be in it, we're going to talk about it. So, and there'll undoubtedly be Falcons news every week. So we're going to talk about the Falcons news, talk about the playoffs. There's a good chance we'll be popping up on the Bolt Bros show again. They're a Chargers podcast. We had them on earlier in the season when we played the Chargers, and we went on their show. Fantastic dudes. We love them to death. So we'll probably end up on their show at some point. Yeah, talking about it. And then we'll do pre-draft stuff. So we'll start watching film and start breaking down position groups before going into the draft. I'm going to try my best. I know, Mike, we've talked about it, try to get down to the Senior Bowl this year.
Yeah.
My son has got the Cooperstown trip coming up in the summer. That if y'all have a kid that plays baseball or known a kid that plays baseball, that shit is not cheap. So we've got a ration to get to make that trip to Cooperstown next in June for him for the week. So, but we're going to try our best to get down to the Senior Bowl because I know a lot of our buddies are going from other podcasts, so it'd be great just to get down there all together and meet and watch some football. So we're going to try to do that. But regardless, if we don't, we're going to still have, like I said, the draft specials. We're going to be saying who we want. Like last year, my guy was Tyler Algier. Look what happened. And so just saying, but I'm gonna pound my chest on that forever, dude.
You hit it. You did. I got to give you props on that. You
So yeah,
called it.
we'll be doing, yeah, dude. We're gonna be we record throughout the year. It's just gonna be a little bit less during the summer, obviously. Alberto said, bro, that electronic mess for Christmas is big up here. That's awesome, dude. I had no idea because
I
yeah, it
got to
was
hear it.
just
But
like
y'all, man, you will not miss out. Like we will be on every week. They said no doubt, Mike. We will be on every week. Like
yeah. Yeah,
it'll
throughout
be
the season we
something
get
every week.
yeah,
It
yeah,
will
throughout the
always be
season we
something
get
every week.
yeah, for sure. And then like in the off season we keep it going, and whether it's pre-draft, after draft, free agency, all that stuff. We're
Yeah,
gonna keep it going. Retro G, new sub to the channel. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate the follow on Twitter. Yeah, man.
yeah. See,
Big ups
that's
to
why
y'all for
Alberto the
all good
man.
things.
That's what I was just saying.
Man, we talked about it last week on the Christmas channel, the Christmas channel, the Christmas show. It's like
The Christmas channel.
the Christmas channel. Like I mean, Smitty Sports Machine, far more subscriber. He's been doing
Yeah.
this so much longer than we have. He's
Mm-hmm.
great at it. He puts great, content together. Alberto,
Shaq.
big low man. One time
Mm-hmm.
for the fan, like all, ATB, like all those guys. Like we all support each other, man. We all want to see each other do well. Like legitimately want to see each other do well. Like we don't
Mm-hmm.
want to, we don't bash other shows. Like it's just we all enjoy each other's company. We like going on their shows, like bringing them on our show. It just makes us all better, man. Like I love getting other opinions, other thoughts, other points of view because we all love the Falcons. That's bottom line. We all love the Falcons. We all want to see our team do well. We may have differences of opinion on how we get there, but that's fine, man. That's what we have these shows. Like Mike and I love. That's why we started the show. We were like, when we were going to talk to each other regardless. We might as well record it and see if other people like it, right? So that's basically what we did, And so far, after a little over a year, people seem to like it. So we're going to keep on doing it. But,
Dog,
but
like I'll
all
say
the
this,
yeah, go ahead, brother.
and I mean this. I don't listen to podcasts of other teams, of course, just Falcons. But so this is probably a fucking asinine statement, but we have the best content creators for the team. Again, I have no other reference or anything to
Oh, and
compare
I
that
can't
to.
leave out pound for pound either, man. JR and
Yeah,
Toby,
and
top
pound for
notch,
pound,
top notch
dog.
guys.
If you look at like pound for pound and like Savion, Fleet, Damsky, like you can't. All the people we had on the Christmas show, like all of that shit is good. Like, and I mean, it's all different, so you can't. It's just weird because you can't. Even though it's the Falcons, you could entertain yourself all week in very different ways, playing different people's podcasts if you wanted to. Like everybody's that individually dope. Like, you know what
Yep,
I'm saying? Yeah. But I
100%.
I will always end that by saying if you out of your Falcon mind, you'll be here with us. But if you watch that Christmas show, it was like if y'all remember the Dream Team, it felt like that. It felt like I don't know, it felt like I was at the Grammys. That's how it felt. It felt like I've been invited to the Grammys, and like I said, because we the new kids on the block. So
Yep.
to be in the company all in was but I had a feeling. I said, man, if we do a Christmas special, I think that people will pop in. But like you said, I was expecting like we just hope one or two people, three people,
Right.
and to have people do that. They didn't have to do that. They did not have to do that. So they didn't have to do that. So that was like, oh shit, like it was my show, but I was taking part in it too. I was watching it like you was watching.
100%,
So that's
man.
why it was cool. It was like watching Michael Jordan, like you watching it too.
Yeah, man. And I teased it on the Christmas special, man. But like we're gonna have Dave Choate, the Falcoholic, on the show for our last show of the season. For the last show the last show of this year. Sorry, on the 28th, Thursday at 7 p.m.
That's good.
We had Dave on before the season, man. Yeah. Just if y'all are Falcons fans and you're on Twitter or not, I mean, the Falcoholic, I mean, they're bigger than Twitter, obviously. It's everywhere. But I mean, Dave is just a fantastic dude, man. He is a great guest. He loves the Falcons like you wouldn't believe. And I mean, the Falcoholic's been around for what, 15, 16 years doing their thing, and
Dave
I mean,
man, like
Dave's awesome.
Like
so,
Dave the man, and we're gonna have a special show for our last show of the year. Like we're gonna really
little
have
New Year's special.
New Year's Eve special. It'll be just as dope.
Exactly. Carrie, what's up?
Carrie, what up? She said, I hope you had an amazing Christmas, John and Mike. Mike, I missed you on the show. Sending love and good vibes. Thank you very much. I'm receiving that. I'm claiming it. Thank you so much.
That you are. ATR said, I don't know how big y'all are into the draft stuff. Oh, I'll plug some players when I get, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, if you want to come on the show, Steven, let's do it, buddy. Let's do it.
Like I said,
I love the stuff you
do.
Yeah, on the all 22s. I know you know your stuff, buddy. So let's make it happen. If you want to come on here and talk about some draft, let's do it. Because we do. We watch. I mean, a lot of stuff during the draft season. So yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
Carrie said, I'm out of my Falcon mind. So happy I found your show. Love it so much. Thank you, Carrie. Carrie been rocking with us for a while. That mean the world. It really does.
Yep, 100%.
Tell him to keep me free. That's it. Say pray for me. 95 North said at Retro G. That's what it's all about. Fan major support. Yeah, that's what it is. And like I said, man, like everybody's been nice to us. Everybody been nice. And which, I mean, if you saw anything new, any job or anything you do, the people don't really want you there because they feel like you're intruding, and nobody really treated us like that. And that deserves a fucking mention. That's rare is you that deserves a mention. And I mean nobody. Every one of them guys was nice to us and was just cool with us as we being with them. So
Dave had literally no reason to come on our show. Like none. Like it doesn't do him any, like he's got 60 some odd thousand followers on Twitter.
Who come on our show? So, like who would why would you come on our show? Like, but people do, and they seem to enjoy themselves, and it's mind blowing. But I'd be like, hey, come on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So and they said to have him back on again, man. It's just, and like he's such a great dude, man. It'll be fun to do. And ATR said the Falcon was my first avenue into really getting into sports when I was a teenager. Dave is a legend. Yep. 100%, man. He said I love to hop on, but yeah, let's do it, man. He said just a guy who likes talking football. Yeah, man, I'm down, man. We'll talk about that.
And he knows his stuff too. Like
absolutely. So all right, man. So we've been going about an hour and a half. So we don't want another Christmas special going enough 2.5 hours. So we'll get out of here. But yeah, it's all good. But guys, we appreciate y'all as always. Again, hope y'all had a great Christmas, and hopefully y'all can still take some days off this week. I know I'm working a couple, and I'm planning on taking off as many as I can, possibly. And we'll be back, like I said, Thursday, 7:00 with Dave. If something changes, I will post that on socials and keep y'all posted on that. It should, worst case, probably 8:00, but I think 7 is going to be good. But you know, people's schedules, stuff happens, so we'll put it out there. But again, as our brother said earlier, man, smash the like button for us. Greatly appreciate it. Helps us out tremendously. Tell your friends, your family, any other Falcons friends you got, man. Subscribe to the channel. You can go, and if they don't want to watch YouTube, we got Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast, man. Catch us there as well. You email us if you want to. ATL Falcon. I never share the email, but you can. ATLFalconFancast@gmail.com. We got some emails earlier this season. Actually, quite a few that were really cool. So y'all feel more than welcome to, if you want to write us a paragraph or whatever you want to write us, man, feel free. We'll read it out on the show. But
I want to say this to add: if you do like the show, it's a real little for you, but helps us tremendously to leave us a 5-star review on Spotify and iTunes. And I don't mean you, if you want to type something, you can, but just to scroll your finger to that 5-star, it helps the podcast tremendously. And the last thing I want to say is keep all of the freedom you have for the Christmas holiday, you have all week. So all hell with your diet. Try to take off work. Take your sick days. Say you got a flat tire. You know, shit. Pick the kids up late. Be selfish. Spend some money that's out your budget. You got be a kid this week. Enjoy the festivities. Drink, smoke, and eat things you wouldn't eat. Enjoy the festivities. You can be a kid this week. You fucking deserve it. Get out of your Falcon mind.
That's right. And one last thing, I didn't plug it to start the show. I'm an idiot and I forgot. But Variety Sports Network is how we are coming to you guys. They had a Christmas special last Friday that I was on. It basically just came to all the shows on the network, came through, plugged their show. They're relatively new in this whole thing. I think they've been around just over a year. They've been great to us. They've allowed us this platform. They're helping us grow. I think we're helping them grow. So check out Variety Sports Network on YouTube as well. So you can subscribe there. They've got they have a Talk on the Gridiron show, which is every Sunday night. And it's just basically, like I said in the last show, essentially like NFL Network. They just break down the games from the day and about an hour and a half type of thing. I was on the show a few weeks ago. Both of us will probably be on the show again at some point. They have a 7th inning stretch show that I was on. It's a baseball. I'm a huge diehard Braves fan, baseball fan as well. So I'll probably be making more appearances on that show. And they've got just other teams, like they've got a Vikings show. And they got
Oprah show on Thursday. He's gonna be on Oprah on Thursday.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be great. I've always wanted a dream of mine, but no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's a cool network of guys, man. It's a bunch of guys that love sports, love their
Yep.
teams, and they're trying to just get out there and put some content creators together that are good and entertaining, and to help support each other. So it's been great. So again, check out Variety Sports Network. Give them a subscription on YouTube, or you can catch our show there just as you can here on ours. And like I said, all those other shows, the Gridiron Show and whatever you want to find on there is great. So, but anyways, that's it, guys. We will catch you on Thursday with our boy Dave at 7 p.m. As always, can't thank you enough for listening to us talk about Falcons here for about an hour and 40 minutes. Mike, buddy, great having you back home.
I'm glad to be back home. Merry Christmas, everybody. Special shout out to anybody that bought you Falcons gear. You gotta love them.
That's it.
Out of your Falcon mind.
We out of here.
Peace.
Much love, guys.